Yo, people, welcome to the second episode of the Double D Show. I'm with my
Yes,
pops once
yes, yes.
again, as always, the greatest co-host in history. What's up, Dad?
Oh, not much. I'm so good. How you feeling? You good?
I'm good, man. You know what I mean? There's been some good games. You know what I mean? Though I'm getting the World Cup fever now. Do you know what I mean? So
Yes, kicked into life, hasn't it?
yeah, I'll be honest. So
Mm.
let's firstly let's talk about that England game because there was a lot of you know excitement around this game, and I know a lot
Yeah,
of criticism around the squad picked. And do you think Tuchel's answered his critics in the best way he could?
yeah. There was a lot of excitement in that game. I ain't gonna lie. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. In terms of entertainment, no one can say they didn't enjoy that game. It was absolutely brilliant. But I don't know how to take it because England and their fans, they need to calm down and not get ahead of themselves. Good performance, but let's see how the rest of the games go as well. I mean, they've won the hardest game of the group, so
Mm,
that's pretty much a good statement to make. But for me, the impressive part was not just the goals, everything. The fact that even when they were 3-2 up, just one goal in it,
yeah.
Tuchel made attacking subs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I mean, Southgate would have put on defensive subs to hold the win. And just say this guy brought on Rashford, brought on Saka, you know what I'm saying? He brought on an attacking fullback in Spence, who nearly scored as well, They made a great run and nearly scored, but the keeper made a good save. So that for me says England are going to be different from what we've seen in the last 5-6 tournaments. You know what I mean? That's the best performance I've seen from England since Euro 96. And that is when you
Wow.
remember the bit.
Wow.
Oh yeah, since they beat Holland in that game with Sheringham were tearing it up. I don't think they've played this good. But like I said, early days and bigger tests to come than Croatia for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
still a good team, Croatia, but they're not the
Yeah, they're a good
Croatia
team. They're a
that
good
we
team.
used to sing. They're not the same Croatia of the past. So yeah, positives all around. I couldn't believe Gehi didn't start for starters.
Oh, that's a flipping joke, man. That is a joke. I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe it. But you know what? I think what he was trying to do was play Stones next to the young kid at left back, someone who knows him and can, coach him through the game, things like that. But no, Gay, he needs to play, especially when we play France. You saw what happened, Stones. He got sold 3 times. You know what I'm saying? He ended up on his backside and, they scored 1 goal from it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Overcommitted.
it's
Mm.
um it's interesting because I got told before the game that Stones is our best centre back. You know what I mean? By of course a City fan. But listen, at the end of the day, Stones, yeah, I don't think he's that guy anymore. I don't even understand why he even came. To be honest with you, he's not had many minutes. But that's the only really negative I can really say about Tuchel that game. I think people say, "Oh, defensively look a bit shaky," but I think it's the first game. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's relax. I'd rather that than defensive, disgusting football just to get a clean sheet. We saw some exciting stuff. You know what I mean? Obviously, Anthony Gordon started, interesting, but my boy Rashford came on the pitch, man. You know what I mean? And he scored. And listen, I'm happy for him. How it's gone at United. It's not.
He did score.
Yeah, it's not.
He scored very well.
He
Mm.
did. He took it very well. And obviously at United, the situation is unfortunate. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's past the point of redemption, but I see Manchester United posted Rashford a lot, so I feel like they're hinting something right there. You know what I mean? But we'll see with that one. You know what I mean? We'll see.
I don't know. I'll have him at my club all day long.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
definitely he's
Hands
an
off.
upgrade on thingy. What's his name? Ganaches and Gittens. So I'll have him all day long. But you know what? I think Gordon missed an opportunity there. You know what I
Mm.
mean? He had a chance to stamp his authority and say, you know what, this is my position. I'm going to take him. And Rashford came on and did the business. Now, we could switch it, put Rashford in from the start, and then Gordon will come on and, maybe have an effect. But he didn't do nothing the whole first half. Madueke did way more than he did. Okay, so the fact is, it's a good win. It's job done. 3 points. And with these 2 games left, he has a chance to win the second game and then rest some key players and then, see who they get in the next round. And step by step, we'll move it on. So that was good. But I would also like to talk about the day before. Portugal drew 0-0, 1-1. Sorry, 0. Poor performance. I really was disappointed in them. Disappointed in their performance. And then you had Haaland scoring 2, Messi scoring 3, Mbappe scoring 2, Kane scored 2, and Ronaldo fans, I don't know what they're thinking now, but yeah, he didn't have much to do, did he? He didn't get a chance. They were poor.
Well, I wouldn't blame that whole performance on Ronaldo, but I do think subconsciously, like even when you watch him, they're always just trying to cross the ball in, like just because Ronaldo's in the box, and I think sometimes it's a detriment to how they play, as we touched on in the last show, But I think.
Do you think they should drop him?
It's one of them, innit? Like, your brain says one thing, your heart says another. You know what I mean? It's Ronaldo at the end of the day, but maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. I think maybe.
Nah, man, I ain't sitting on no fence, man. They should drop Ronaldo. Period. Okay, he needs to be out of the team. Portugal will be a much more mobile, much more high press team. Because to be honest with you, the reason it doesn't work is it's okay if he's the only old guy there, but Bernardo Silva is on the wrong side of 30. Bruno, that much legs in the team. Do you know what I mean? They need someone to come and give them energy in the front line, in the middle part of the pitch. Okay, so someone who Bruno can feed, someone who never can find, and he can run in behind. Ronaldo's not going to give you that. Okay, his time is up with that. Now I know he's a bit, but I would drop him 100%. I would definitely drop him. Okay, I just don't think Roberto Martinez has the balls, because for me, he wouldn't even be in the squad for this World Cup. He's just not there anymore. He's done.
You wouldn't bring Ronaldo.
Nah. Listen, time's come to an end.
That's too far. That's no
time. What is he? What's his age?
41. He's 41. I believe.
Nah, he's done, man. It's done. Playing centre forward, you don't have to be, quick and stuff, but the things that a 41-year-old can't do that a 32, 31-year-old can do. Do you know what I mean? He's just finished. He's not the same. Those chances that he wants to do. We saw an average defender, okay, called Mbemba, and the ex-United defender. Deal with him. Come on.
Now, Twanzebe is a bad boy, though. You get me? But shout out.
Yeah, good player. They handled him quite comfortably. So no, I would play Ramos, or I would bring in a false 9 or something. But they can't go on this competition like this with Ronaldo. No, they can't.
Well, I think especially I think all the African teams really have done well this so far. Senegal obviously done as well as they could against France. You know what I mean? Obviously Congo getting a draw against Portugal is a big result. And as bad as Portugal played, they did play very well too. So it's important not to forget that. Obviously Morocco balling out. But you know what I wanted to talk about in contrast to Ronaldo? Messi.
GOAT.
Listen, on my show the other day with the boys, I went mad at Mako for having him in his top 10 and best players in the world.
You mean when you did that top 10? Sorry to interrupt. When you did that top 10, was it the players playing now, or?
Yeah, it was just top 10 players in the world now.
Right now.
Yeah, just now. Yeah.
Like, okay.
You can kind of.
No. I'm a Messi fan, and I think he's the GOAT, but I wouldn't have him in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, I think Toby didn't get the memo, because I said to them, boys, top 10 players in the world, but obviously take it how you want to take it, innit? If you want to do it on form or whatever, like past 2 seasons, best players in the world, and then Toby didn't get the memo and put Ekitike in 6th, you know what I mean? But Mako put Messi in 5th. Mako put Messi in 5th, and the night before, he goes and does that for Argentina. So listen, at the end of the day, I think Messi's talent doesn't leave. Class is permanent, you know what I mean? But
class is permanent. But you see, that's the problem with Messi and Ronaldo debates. Okay, the class that Messi has is a different type of class to what Ronaldo has. You know what I'm saying? His class is a footballing ability type of class. You know what I'm saying? My guy can just rip through 2-3 defenders. He can play a pinpoint pass from an impossible angle. He can find anyone anywhere, and he can hit those angles when he's shooting for goal quite comfortably. Okay. Now Ronaldo can't do that. Not anymore. Now with Messi, I used to love Maradona ahead of Pele. Okay, that's just personal opinion thing. So I think the Messi fans were more Maradona fans. You know, I'm more going back because of my age and that. But people who like Ronaldo were kind of Pele fans. You know, it's kind of. But I definitely think Messi can still do it because Argentina play for him, but his style of play can still affect games today a lot more than what Ronaldo's style of play can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Argentina play for the team, but Messi plays for the Argentina. You know what I mean? Like the way he plays, like it doesn't matter whether you play for him. Yes, you give him the ball every time. Don't get it twisted, but that's gonna help the team. That's the benefit of the team. If you give the ball to Ronaldo every time, it's not the benefit of the team. That's the difference. You know what I mean?
And you know what? Let's not sleep on Argentina. They're still a strong team. Okay. They're the defending champions. They've come into this tournament a little bit under the radar. Okay. People forgetting that they lifted this trophy last World Cup after losing the first game against the host nation. Okay. Now, it took them a while to click into last time, and they did. This time they started comfortably. We'll see. I still think they're dangerous. They have Lautaro Martinez. They have this what's his name? The
Julian Alvarez.
Let's go. Julian Alvarez. He didn't even start. You know what I mean? You know, they've got Simeone on the wing. They've got, you know, they're a very dangerous team. And defensively, Romero's fit. Martinez is fit. You know what I'm saying? So
Martinez apparently had a great game. I didn't watch the game.
Oh, he did. He did. It was good. Him and Romero clicked there. So Argentina, they know how to play tournaments. They're a historical footballing nation. They know how to churn out these results. What I want to see with them is them play a strong team and see how they set up. Because I still think their midfield is their weakness. I don't think DePaul and McAllister are at the same level they were in the last World Cup. You know what I'm saying? McAllister is coming off a bad season, terrible season.
Very bad season.
Oh, yeah, he's had a shocking season. And then DePaul, he moved to MLS. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where you can get them. If they get a midfield that's physical, strong, I personally think England will have them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think England can have them. The problem with England, their nemesis is going to be France and Spain. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're going to win the World Cup, they're going to have to beat, I think, one of those.
I mean, Spain had a
if not both.
Spain had a very tough time in that game, didn't they? They, I mean, they looked a different team when Yamal came on. I mean, listen, that guy, that kid should have. Listen, he's just 18. He's barely 18. And this kid is the best player in the world. You know what I mean? He came on and just looked different. Obviously, they didn't get a goal, but I still think Spain, as much as they didn't play that well that game, they still want to be careful of, man. You know what I mean? The talent they have on that pitch is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think the midfield is very good. You know, they can control. I think even against France or England, they'll control the game. It's just a matter of will they be on it in the attack. I think that's the big thing with Spain. Okay,
my take on Spain is they're overly reliant on Yamal and what's the other winger's name? Nico Williams. Overly reliant. The two of them didn't start that game. They're not 100%, but they both came on, which is a very important thing. That means as the tournament progresses, they're going to come into the team. Okay, so they expect to qualify without using them that much, and you know, but they didn't lose. Importantly, yes, they drew against a team they probably should have battered, but they didn't lose. So, as they're that team that the way Argentina started slow last World Cup, they've started a bit slow, but believe me, they'll pick it up eventually. Okay, and they will be a strong team. The only thing with Spain, I think their weakness is, I said Argentina's their midfield. With Spain, their defense is absolutely average, in my opinion. Okay, Kubrasi, this Barcelona youngster, nah, I'm not having him. No way. Okay,
I think he's all right. He's a bit lightweight. He's a bit lightweight. He's a bit lightweight, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's very slow. Very slow. Okay, trust me, he doesn't want to be having one-on-ones with Mbappe or Dembele. Okay, he's going to get cooked left, right, and center. So defensively, they're not as strong as they were the last World Cup. So that's their Achilles heel. That's where they're weak. But every team has a weakness. England played well, but defensively, people are saying they looked a bit dodgy. You know what I'm saying? So no team is perfect. But I mean, it's who gets it together and who rises to the occasion when the big games come. That's what it's going to come down to.
I feel like England though. I feel like the defense thing is just the fact of I don't know. I think John Stones was a big part in that. I don't know why the hell he's starting. I honestly don't. Over Guehi. Guehi is he's a bad boy CB, you know. Like I actually rate him so highly. And the fact City got it for 20 mil, like that is a steal. You know what I mean? I don't know how more clubs were going for him because he is a top tier centre back. I genuinely believe that. And you know,
it's not just that. It's the best defender in the whole squad, centre back.
100%.
In my opinion, is the best defender. But you know what? I still think they'll start him in the next game. You know, Konsa I think did okay, although that chip pass where Perisic headed it down for Musa to score, that was over him. You know, he didn't quite position himself right and everything. No, England's weakness is at the back. They don't have the days of Rio Ferdinand, John Terry. You know, all those days are long gone. But the thing is, they've got a strong midfield, strong wingers, and a world-class number 9. That's where England have their power. So if you can stop them, then you've got a chance because they can concede. England, I think, under Tuchel, though, are going to have a better tournament than what they did on Southgate. Even if they go out, they won't go out having said, "Oh, we didn't." No, they'll go out gang ho going for it. You know what I mean?
I mean, we went out. Who didn't go out to in the last World Cup? Croatia. We just smoked them, man.
Yeah, different Croatia though. Stronger England though, and England have a strong bench. So you know, England will be there definitely. They're going to go through the round of 16 easily. It's now who they draw in the quarterfinals. That's going to be the key. Okay, that's going to be the key because there are a couple of teams who have surprised me because the way the draw is, I had someone say the other day that it looks like in the round of 16 or quarterfinals, they might go to Mexico and play the host nation, Mexico, in Mexico.
Who, England?
Okay, England, yeah. If they progress the way they expect them to, it could be a Mexico-England round of 16 or quarter. That would be interesting, but I still think England will.
Nah, we deal with them, man. We'll deal with them.
Yeah, even if they're home, England should beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It should be
100%. I mean, listen, we got the Morocco game on as well later. I mean, I'm excited to watch them again. As we were just saying before the stream, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Buwadi to perform after all the hype he's been getting. But I still believe he's going to do it. You know, I think he's that talented. You know what I'm saying? And they are against Scotland, who are a decent team. Don't get it twisted. But I just think Morocco's a bit too strong for them all over the pitch.
I expect Morocco to win. The thing is with Scotland, you don't know what Scotland's going to turn up. You know what I mean? So to beat Scotland, you need to score first, and then you can beat Scotland 3-4. If they score fast, they become resolute, tough to break down and stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just like Arsenal in the Champions League final. I said if Arsenal score fast, they're just going to defend. That's the same thing with Scotland. Okay? But if you score against them first, they'll have to come out and... You know, that's not their strength. And then they'll leave a lot of gaps. You know, it'll be open. You know, people will be penetrating. They'll have their counter attack.
I mean,
there'll be a lot of space.
Did Scotland lose the first game or what? What was the score? Because
they won. They won.
Yeah, so I don't even think even if Morocco score first, I don't think they'll be too, you know, aggy to get a goal because they don't want to. Because they've already got a win behind them. You know what I mean? I don't think.
No. What you have to remember is after they play Morocco, they've got to play Brazil.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
You see that? Right. You see that there? Yeah. So they really have to get at least a point in this game. But then the third place teams are going to go through quite a few of them, so they still might make it. But you don't want to leave anything to chance. You know what I'm saying? They played the easy team first, got the win, but now they've got Morocco, and then the last game is against Brazil. And Brazil didn't perform. So they're going to be looking to up their performance as well. So Scotland, they don't have a great history in World Cups playing against Brazil. So, you know, it's I hope they go to the qualify. You know, it'll be good for the country, good for them. You know, few players that we know. I just want to ask you, when you did that 10 players right now with your boys on the stream that I watched, how many of them said Bruno Fernandes?
Only me and Maka, the only two United fans. I just think that's it. And listen, you know that.
No, I'm asking you, how many did? Just two of you?
Yeah, Maka had him in 4th and I had him in 9th. But, you know, I just think, you know me. You know I'm not the biggest fan of Bruno Fernandes, right? But you have to respect someone when they're doing what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And as much as I hate him, and as much as I do want him gone still, I have to respect what he's done. You know what I mean? So I think he definitely deserves to be in the top 10 from the last season. 100%. 100%.
Listen.
100.
I'm an anti-United fan, but even I have to admit the guy played well towards the end of the season. After my man got sacked, Amorim, he was a
Even
different
before
player.
that, he was all right.
Nah, in the 6 he wasn't. I don't rate him there at all.
He was still getting the stats. You know what I'm saying?
For me, when he moved up to his proper position and the only position he can play, by the way, the only position he can play, and I still stand by that. I talk about all that.
I agree.
Guys. The only position he can play is a 10. And I think when he's there, he's at his best. And he was good. Okay. So, you know, he don't break that record without being good. So, you know, you have to give it to him. Would I have put him in my top 10 if I was doing it? I don't know. But would that have been, you know, but he did play very well. Who put, did anyone say Declan Rice? I want to know.
One person put Declan Rice in.
Okay.
And he was in 9th place. And listen, I said to the boys, well done. You get me? Well done for not putting him in the list. Forget Declan Rice, man. He ain't my cup of tea at all. I don't rate him. I'm sorry. I don't see what he does that's extraordinary.
Did anyone have Cole Palmer in it?
No. Come on. What are we doing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, that?
No, I'm just asking. Did anyone have Cole Palmer in it?
No one had Cole Palmer. You know what I mean? Why would you have had Cole Palmer in yours?
If you're going on the form of last season, no. But if you're going on ability, 100% I would have had him in there. Okay. You see, there's a difference between form and player. Okay. You see, let me give you an example. Okay. Watch what's his name? Florian Wirtz at Liverpool.
Yeah,
he had a shocking season. He had a shocking season though. But does that take away from his ability?
No, but he's nowhere near the top 10 players in the world either. Same as Cole Palmer.
Of course not. But based on last season, if he had cooked for Liverpool, he would have made a lot of those teams. Do you know what I'm saying? Form plays a big part. So no, Cole Palmer wouldn't have made the team based on last season. Okay. But if it was that season when he cooked, remember, if you did it then, he definitely would have been.
But how long ago was that? Even the season before last, he wasn't that great.
Doesn't matter. Talent, you know, class is permanent, like you said.
All right, but class doesn't make you a great footballer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But listen, don't worry about Cole Palmer. He'll be back next season. He's having his rest now, thanks to Tuchel not picking him. And that's his first summer off in about 2-3 years. So let him have some rest and he'll be back. You know what I'm saying? With a vengeance under Xabi Alonso, he'll be back and he'll be cooking. I have no worries about him.
Speaking about Chelsea, yeah, because you just brought up Alonso and Palmer. So I want to get your expectations. Oh, well, we've already had your expectations, but in terms of the squad, what are your expectations with the squad? What do you want to see?
Well, I can't really judge the squad because I think we haven't even started buying who we're going to buy. I expect at least 4 incomings and I expect hella outgoings. You know what I mean? So the squad, Cucurella's just gone to Madrid. So we're definitely in the market for a left back.
That's a blow.
You know what? He wanted to go. And I'm not one of I just like the fact that he's left dignified. You know what I mean? He's not making interviews like Enzo and saying he wants to, you know. He's gone. He's done it quiet. Nobody even knew Madrid were bidding for him, did we? We just
that was out of the blue.
It was out of the blue. So I don't mind Cucurella. He could go. You know, if he wanted to go, they're Spanish boys, so they want to go back home. So that's fine. Now, we definitely are getting a left back, like I said. We're getting a keeper for sure. We're definitely getting a centre back. I think we need a left winger and a striker. Okay. But all will depend on outgoings and how much cash we bring in. Because I expect players like Delap, if they're not sold, to be loaned out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're going to do with Jackson. I don't know, what this boy Quenda coming in can produce or where they're going to use him or what the expectations are of him. I'm excited and, I don't know what they're going to do with, certain players who are on the fringes. Garnacho, what are we going to do with him? Okay, so there's a lot to be sorted out, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. In the background, things are being done. And, the squad will be okay. I'm pretty sure when we put out our first 11, on that first day of the season, or a couple, if we've not signed a few, when the transfer window is closed, will be strong enough to make sure we're in the top 4. Now that I'm confident. Okay, I just want to see a new keeper for sure, because boy, you see how you man are happy with Le Mans. That's how I want to feel about our new keeper after Onana. You guys are chilling.
Trust me, you need that. Listen, Le Mans has been the biggest breath of fresh air, that I could have ever asked for, mate, from last season. I tell you, watching the games with Onana and goal, I promise you, there wasn't even 30 seconds in a game where I felt at peace. If they shot from the halfway line, I'm worried it's a goal. I'm worried it's spilling it in the net. I promise you, it's a joke. Hey, and Le Mans, he's actually a great keeper. He's been one of the better keepers in the Prem, so it's a big change. You know what I mean? I've only just gotten used to it, really. You know what I mean?
But no, Le Mans is young as well. Is he in the Belgium squad for the World Cup? Do you know?
He is. Okay. He's not starting.
So yeah, of course. Courtois is number 1. We know that. But I'm just saying it's good that he's in there. But Belgium are blessed with loads of keepers. You know what I'm saying? So we've even got one. Exactly, who's our youngster, but I don't think Alonso is going to trust him in the number 1 position. They bid for this keeper from Roma. I told you, Chelsea, Sevilla.
Is that
Villa? He's been the best Serie A keeper for the last 3 years, apparently. And you have to trust the scouting team. They've washed him over.
Better than Mignon.
You know what? Mignon, I saw him a couple of games, man. I'm not too sure, man. I'm gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind him. He's better than Sanchez and Jorgensen, no doubt. But I would rather go with a younger keeper who's 26, like Sevilla is. I've watched a few things about him. I've checked him out since the bid went in to see what he is, and he looks competent. Good aerially, good command of the area.
There's a bit of a rumor, a bit of allegedly black goalkeepers. You know what I mean? There's something that doesn't correlate with keepers and black goal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but who's the last good black goalkeeper we've seen consistent? Dida?
That's a good question. Yeah, Dida for sure. Dida was world class. Dida was world class. Dida was unbelievable, mate. Okay, I saw him in his pomp, and my friend, this guy, the shots that looked dead gone in, he used to pull out incredible saves. Okay, he was unbelievable. He was world class. But black goalkeepers, who have we had since then?
I mean, the ones I can think of really, because obviously I'm not from your time, but from recent times I can think of Edouard Mendy for that season. For you, man, he was good.
Yeah, Mendy was okay. He won the Champions League, remember? And he was unbelievable in that final against City.
Yeah.
But then again, he's not what you would say was 100% consistent. And, but he was, he was decent. Okay. But yeah, listen, if you're good, you're good, man. So it doesn't matter about race. At the end of the day, the fact is, keeper is a specialist position. It's the hardest position, I think, on a football pitch, because most of us are not keepers. We don't know how hard it is. But you make a mistake as a keeper, it's a goal. It's a goal. Okay. So, I remember, what's his name? You don't remember him well, but there was David James, and he was good, but a bit dodgy as well. It was dodgy somehow. But yeah.
Was he mixed race?
James, I think it was mixed race. Okay. So it happens, but that's just the way it goes. But at the moment, there's not that many, and the ones who are there are a bit dodgy. But that's what they say about black penalty takers. But does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Yeah. So it's a lot of nonsense. That's nothing to do with race. It's just to do with ability. Simple as that.
I think listen, I've seen Eze as well come out. I think it was a few days ago though, but about people were talking about his penalties run up and stuff. He's like, if I take a penalty, I'm not changing my run up. I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, what are people talking about these days? When I talk about he needs to stop running up, I'm like how he does. Like, what are you talking about? You get me? No one talks like when Bruno does his hop or when Neymar does his flipping run to the side and whatever he does. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
No one said nothing when Jorginho for Chelsea used to do that hop, did he?
That's what I'm talking about.
Remember? Listen, people do things the way they want to do things. Okay? Ivan Toney takes one step and he hardly ever misses. So, just let people be. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk right now about United's title ambitions.
It's interesting you bring that up because I don't know. At the moment, I'm trying to be humble. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be, but I feel like we got this All or Nothing as well. This Amazon Prime thing that's gonna be taking place next season. So I'm excited to see that when it comes out. But I feel like that kind of indicates to me that we're looking to do something big this season. I think last season we could have done it. We had the offer to do it. Thank God we didn't. It would have made the club look a mess under Amrim. You get me? But yeah, I feel like next season the squad's going to be a lot bigger, a lot better. We're going to have an actual midfield now that functions and can run. Do you know what I mean? We're going to have Carrick on the wheel. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, I'm just going to be humble till I see the signings. You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing we're linked to Sander Berg if we don't get Mateus Fernandes, which if that happens, I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? I'm going to be feeling.
But you don't rate him. You don't rate him.
Listen. If we get Sander Berg and Edison as our first two signings, I will lose my mind. That is not happening on my watch. Because I've been nice to Ineos up until now, but that can't happen. I don't believe it will happen either.
Who do you want? Who do you want?
Well, obviously, Mateus Fernandes. I really like him. I think he's class. I think the on the ball, his passing range is brilliant. His long passing is excellent. Do you know what I mean? I think he's got tidy feet. I think he's got energy as well. Which people forget because of his highlights and stuff like that. It's just in passing. But he's got energy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's got work rate. So I think he'll work very well with Mainoo in there because even when Mainoo was playing with Cass, people think that Cass was the 6. He wasn't the 6. Cass was more the box.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Because, with midfielders, there's a, profile type of midfielder. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
is Fernandes the 8? Is he a holder? Is he... because I've seen him and he's good with his passing and tidy feet, like you said, and everything. The ingenuity, it looks good. But is he an 8? Is he a 6?
I think he's right now. You have to say he's an 8, but with him, he's put not last season, the season before, he played in the 10. But obviously, he's been moved back because of West Ham squad. They needed it, and he's done well. I think with him, he's the type of player where he can play 6, 8, 10. It don't matter, mate. As long as he got the right players around him, he can fit in. But I do want to see him in the pivot next to Mainoo as an 8 because Mainoo is basically playing as a 6 now. And when Cass was playing, he was playing as box to box. He was getting in the box late. He was taking shots. You know what I mean? He was kind of bringing up the ball. He was doing the passing stuff. So I can see him doing Casemiro's job. And the thing he's got over Casemiro is the legs. So I don't think it's, I don't think we can complain with that. I think, but yeah, he is an 8.
I've got to disagree with you. You can't play Mainoo and Fernandes as the 2 pivots. I'm sorry. That's
as long as you're looking to play on the front
2 lightweights, and they will get run over by any midfield.
I don't think
you need the profile of a 6 who's a genuine 6. You know what I'm saying? Because Edison, who you've just signed, is a box to box. I know him well. Okay, he's not a sitting 6.
He's not a 6. He's not a 6.
No, he's not a sitting 6. He can do it, I'm sure, but he's not a natural sitting 6 like Casemiro was, like Caicedo is, like Demana. You know what I'm saying? You need to get a midfielder who is happy to just, be the destroyer. And those 2 are not destroyers.
I think it depends on what type of football you're trying to play. I think, listen, I seen an interview from Carrick the other day. It was a fanzine interview, so it wasn't a proper interview, but he said that, oh yeah, at United you have to play front foot football and the importance of it. So that tells me a lot about Carrick, about how he was looking to play next season. So for me, if you're looking to be a front foot team, I don't think you have to have a big 6 that sits and wins the ball back, or you know what I mean? He just sits there like Ashua would, for example. I think it depends on what type of football you're trying to play. If you look at United last season, especially against Arsenal and Man City, when you see the football we were playing, the close link up, the passing, the possession football, I think that's what we want to do. You know what I mean? And Casemiro, as I said, Casemiro wasn't a sitting 6. He wasn't doing that. Yeah, he was winning tackles here and there, but he wasn't a sitting 6.
Cass being there was an enforcer. I like to call him a register. Okay? What he does is he conducts that midfield, the way a centre-back conducts his defence and everything. But he was the one anchoring the midfield. Now, it's okay, you can play the football and have those flashy players playing there, but trust me, it's better to have, for the balance of the team, you need that player. That helps. that solidifies the team. Okay, because trust me, you go away to Barcelona, the Champions League, with those two as your pivots, you're getting absolutely hammered. Trust me, you need to have a guy
Look
there
at Barcelona's
who
pivot. Look at Barcelona's pivot. Look at PSG's midfield.
No, Barcelona are not United. You can't compare the two. Barcelona's not United. They're technicians. They've grown up playing.
Yeah,
that
but
way
so is Menu, and I think Mateus Fernandes is. From what I see, I believe that.
The clubs have different philosophies, man. That's different. Okay, you can't compare the two. Okay, but look at all the other big clubs. They all have a mainstay midfielder who is there to be the, you know what I'm saying, the main man. Whether you look at Bayern, whether you look at Madrid, whether you look at Liverpool, whether you look at Arsenal, whether they have a guy there who is, you know, to solidify that middle, and that needs to be done. So as much as the flashy players you like, you need to get one of them. Okay, and Badge, and this guy Mateus Fernandes, they're not that. Okay, Badge could do it because he's a big, tall guy, but you're not feeling him, so that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's got, for me, you need to get a midfielder who's a sitter. Okay, and that would have been Baleba for me, but you definitely United. I think I've gone past that one. So
well,
that's okay.
I think also you give me a lot of examples there of teams, but if you look at Newcastle's midfield, for example, they don't have a six really. They just, you know what I mean? It's kind of Newcastle. Even when they had that period when they were very good.
Newcastle's eights are strong eights. Fernandes and Mainu are not strong eights. You can't tell me that Joe Linton is an easy guy to deal with. He's physically imposing.
Well, you know why it doesn't work.
No, listen, none of those United boys are that physically imposing. Like what's his name? Guimaraes. Like thingy. What's his name? Joe Linton. Like Tonali. Those guys can do that job.
You know what? You know who ruins it? Bruno Fernandes.
Go on.
I think Bruno Fernandes being a 10 kind of makes it not possible to do that. What you know, that's what I would like to see. But yeah, maybe you're right. With Bruno in there, I agree. But if it's a midfield three, then I believe we can do that thing. We can do that. I believe so.
Okay. The thing about United, I see that kid Ahmad. This is what, fifth season at United.
He's never. Now. I think he's going to his fifth.
Yeah. Well, he went on loan to Sunderland for one of them, so yeah. But he's never nailed down a spot ever.
Yeah,
he's not. Well, he's never been the undisputed right winger, or you know, he's always been in for a few games out. What do you see for him going forward? Because he's performing at international level, and he's clearly got the ability. So, what do you do with a player like that? If he says he wants to play, what do you do?
I think if he wants to start, then get rid of him, because that's not happening, mate. You get what I mean? You have to earn that. And I think he knows that. He's a humble player. I don't think he'll ever do that. I think he knows he's got to earn his spot here. He's at a big club at United. He knows that's not just going to happen like that. I think with him, he obviously came in under Ten Hag when he was very young. I think he was 18 when he joined us from Atalanta. Barely had any minutes in professional football. He went on a loan to Rangers. Well, Ten Hag didn't, was it? No, it wasn't Ten Hag who got him first. It was ugly. It was ugly, actually. It was ugly. But I think he was a panic buy, you know, because I remember that window. We didn't have any winger signings, and we needed a winger. So in the last few hours of the window, the deadline, we just signed him and Pellistri. Overpaid for Diallo. It cost nearly 50 million euros at the time, because it was a panic signing. You know what I mean? And that's what life was like on before Ineos. But anyway,
well,
yeah.
I think the actual price was 35 M's. But you know what? When it comes to Diallo, he's in a situation where his agent's going to have to make a decision what they're doing, okay? Because for him to make his mark in the game when he's in mid-20s now, he has to find out what's going on and what they want from him, because he's too talented for me to be a bench player forever. Like he just can't do that forever. But yeah, if he's happy there, and yeah, because he signed a new long-term deal not long ago, didn't he? So
I think this is his last season to really show that to prove he's worth to keep, because a lot of United fans were getting fed up of him towards the end of last season, like really fed up, including myself. And I think this season is his make or break season. I think if he doesn't have a big impact this season, then his career's finished at United, and I think we'll move him on. But yeah, we won't move him on this summer. Definitely not.
Okay, that moves me on. Who do you think will be the surprise package next season?
Well, it's an interesting question. I believe that it's going to be a big team. And I believe the surprise will be them falling off. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go with Spurs. Because, I'm seeing who they're linked with and that, because I actually really like De Zerbi as a manager. Don't get me wrong, politics and that, I ain't doing all of that. As a manager, I like him. You get me? But the players they're even going for, they tried to take Mateus Fernandes off us, but I think they've dropped out of that race already. They're looking at Adam Wharton. They're looking at good players, and I think De Zerbi, he's gonna get them playing some good football. Even when he came in last season towards the end, a couple games I watched, like they were moving the ball well, and I thought that this ain't Spurs. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. So I think after a few signings this season, and he gets who he needs, I think they'll do better than we think, man. I think they're a shout for Europe next season. Maybe not Champions League. In fact, not Champions League, but I think they'll get Europe next season. I feel that.
That's interesting because they finished 17th back-to-back seasons, and you expect them to push for Europe this season. You know what? I don't mind Spurs because they have a good squad. They were hit by injuries and the players underperformed. They kind of a little bit like Chelsea because they had players who didn't want to be there, but had to be there. You know what I mean? Romero definitely didn't want to be there. Van der Ven clearly wants out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Madders was injured. Kulusevski was injured. Kudus was injured. So they lost a lot of quality that would have maybe made sure they didn't finish 17th. So, yeah, it depends who their places. My surprise team for next season is going to be Brighton.
Brighton?
Okay. They're not so much of a surprise because they had a decent season. I think they finished, just
eighth or something, wasn't it?
Above mid-table. You know what I mean? But this young manager just continues to impress me. Okay.
Herzog.
And they keep signing these players who turn out to be gems. For some reason, something's working for that club. That is the envy of a lot of big clubs. But they know
the scouting network is ridiculously good. Ridiculously good.
Mate, have you seen this Nigerian kid, the boat, after spending one season in is it Swedish football or something?
No.
Yeah, some Nigerian winger, has a left-footed winger who's came from Africa last season, played just half a season in that country, with Sweden, I think. And they've signed him for 30 M's. You know what I mean? They believe in him that much. So
I think
those are the kind of signings. Go on.
You know Brighton. You know what I like about them? They tap into markets which aren't really being utilized by other clubs. Like the Africans and the South Americans, they're really, really tapping into their markets and trusting them. Because I think there's a lot of talent over there, especially in South America. The thing with them, I remember being linked to Caicedo when he was worth like 2 mil from whatever club he was at, Independiente, I think it was called. And then Brighton, we decided not to pay the 2 mil, and Brighton came in and paid it. And then look what it sold it for 150 mil, mate. Do you know what I mean? So the way they scout talent constantly from these continents is it's unbelievable, man.
It's not just that. They don't just get players from one place. They have a good network that the world. Now, have you seen that Swedish midfielder who scored that banger in Sweden's first game? I forget his name. Is their player, okay? Unbelievable talent. Another one who is going to end up gaining them a hell of a lot.
It's not Ayari, is it?
Yes, Ayari.
Ayari, that's the one. Yeah,
he's their player. He scored a skill, but he's been good last season in the team. Remember, before Hustler came in, he was on loan.
You know, when we played against him, he was all right.
The team, and look at what he's doing now. And then they have a player called Van Heck at the back.
He's gone to Spurs now.
Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham are chasing him hard.
I think they've got him now.
You know what I mean? You think so?
No, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. Let me check.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, sure. Yeah, but not just him. They've got bare players coming out through the woodworks, mate. They're just a well-run club, and they're envy of the big clubs. Okay? That's what it is. So,
he's officially signed.
Let's do some predictions. Okay?
He's officially signed. What did you say? Sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I was just showing that Van Heck signed now permanently.
Oh,
Agreed.
is it done?
Yeah, it's done.
Woo!
So
That's a good signing for Tottenham because they're
very
losing
good
two
signing.
good centre backs. They're really losing. But yeah, no, good for them. Good for them. He's a good player. He's starting for the Dutch at the World Cup. So
I mean, do
that
you think
says
Van
it
der Ven's
all.
even going to get out? They're
And
demanding
yeah,
100
we'll see how
mil.
that goes.
They're demanding 100 mil for Van der Ven. So I don't think he's even going to get out of that club, to be honest with you. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, by the way, Morocco's playing.
Oh, yeah?
Morocco's playing right now.
Has it started?
Yeah. I don't know if it's on BBC.
Okay. Okay, we're going to have to lock it off in a minute. Let me just give a little shout out to my grassroots team.
Yeah, okay. Man. Big up Manchester Enlightened.
Oh, yes. Manchester Enlightened indeed. Okay. An unbelievable club. Started 3 years ago. They've been doing really well. You know what I'm saying? They've achieved a lot. They're a local team based in the north and south of Manchester. And yeah, they're doing bits, you know, getting their award ceremony soon. So yeah, big up Manchester Enlightened. And hopefully they have another superb season again next season.
Maybe we could do some content regarding Manchester United in the future. Maybe we could.
Yeah, we could. Absolutely. You know, the young boys, our 16s have just finished the season. Our 13s have finished the season, winning the league and winning a cup. You know, they're going to be happy boys at the award ceremony, picking up the trophies and that. Yeah, so, yeah, big shout out to the boys. They've done amazing. And yeah, we'll continue to work. We'll have a day where we'll talk about them a little bit more, just to get people more aware. You know, grassroots game needs a lot more support and awareness. You know what I'm saying? So it will be my pleasure to not just big up my team, but also talk about grassroots as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And how much you know it's very important, and how much the FA could do more to help them. You know, just progress a little bit more. You see, that's the thing about the Double D show. Okay, there's no football that's untapped. We tap into everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a go. Everything is a discussion, and everything is allowed on here within reason, of course. Okay. So yeah, no, it was good, man. Thank you, and we'll speak again soon for episode 3. And yeah, take care, everyone, and be good.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Big up, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bless.
Bless.